Good evening. I'm Guillermo Moreno, and welcome to our virtual campaign for Pregnancy Care Center. We're living in unprecedented times and wish we could be together with you right now, but because of the measures, we're doing this live right now for you. I'm here at Pregnancy Care Center, where ministry happens, lives are changed, and babies are saved. A couple weeks from now, my own nephew will be born. My sister walked through these doors, afraid, not knowing where to turn. We only found out later that she decided to keep my nephew after visiting Pregnancy Care Center. This is a special place and a special ministry. We're going to keep our program short, and I'll be introducing Christy Burkhart in just a few seconds, but we want to continue supporting this ministry and saving the lives and being a resource and help to all the young women and women that walk through these doors. So I want to go ahead and get started right now with prayer before I introduce our executive director. If you can bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you, and we just ask for a special blessing tonight. A special blessing for all of the young women who are scared, who are afraid, who don't know where to turn. We ask that you continue to bless this ministry through the giving hearts of everybody watching. We thank you for your love. In your name we pray. I want to introduce you to someone very special. She's our executive director of Pregnancy Care Center. She's been serving for 20 years, and I don't even know how to describe her passion and her commitment for this organization. Christy Burkhart, our executive director, will take the program from here.
Oh, thank you, Guillermo. Well, good evening, everybody. It's such a privilege to stand here before you representing Pregnancy Care Center. And, you know, this has been a wild week, and we've had so many things changing constantly. And so I just want to share with you that I am going to follow my notes because I have so much good stuff to share with you that I don't want to miss something. So thank you for participating in our first ever virtual event. Many of you watching are very familiar with the philosophy and services of Pregnancy Care Center. You have been partners for years, and we appreciate you so very much. For all of the new viewers out there, I want to take just a few minutes to catch you up on Pregnancy Care Center, who we are, what we do, and how we do it. So Pregnancy Care Center is a licensed medical clinic offering initial pregnancy-related services. We provide at no charge the practical resources, information, and emotional support needed for women and men to care for themselves and their families and to welcome a new life into their family and into our community. Pregnancy Care Center has been serving the greater Fresno area for more than 35 years, and our mission remains the same. First and foremost is to provide help and hope to those experiencing unplanned pregnancy. As a fully licensed medical clinic, we offer pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, and education by medical professionals. This is an important fact that we ask you to always remember when you're sharing Pregnancy Care Center with your sphere of influence. In our culture today, being a licensed medical facility is crucial to our quality of services and to our credibility. In addition, we offer advocacy, pregnancy option education, classes, resources, and referrals for both women and men by trained client advocates who are ready to serve. The medical, non-medical, education, and practical resources that we provide truly give tangible help and hope to those that we serve. Another very important fact is that because all of our services are always free, we do not profit financially from the pregnancy decision that our clients make. We are independently funded by this community. We receive no state or federal funds. Rather, our client services or their debt is prepaid by all of you who believe in the vital services that we provide. The second part of our mission is to present sexual integrity and healthy relationship education with abstinence before marriage as a positive message to those who are single. We offer these services free of charge to our community through our HOPE team, and HOPE stands for Healthy Options and Prevention Education. We share our curriculum with youth groups, rehabilitation programs, continuation schools, the Juvenile Detention Center, and anywhere the invitation comes from. Empowering our young people to make healthy choices is essential, and we are encouraged by their responses to the information that we provide and their engagement in healthy choices. Our hope is to create such an awesome awareness regarding sexual integrity that our youth experience healthy relationships and are less likely to need our pregnancy-related services. The third part of the PCC mission is to offer healing to those that have been hurt by abortion or any pregnancy loss. Pregnancy Care Center is very aware of the need to offer these services to those that have been hurt by abortion and pregnancy loss, and we provide a place for healing to happen. We offer small group support to those that have experienced abortion, and our team witnesses changed lives and freed voices. The outcome is a testimony to God's faithfulness and His goodness and His grace. Because 30% of American women have experienced an abortion by the age of 45, we desire to come alongside and support anyone that reaches out to us. All pregnancy loss is painful, and we also offer support, resources, and referrals to anyone seeking healing regarding miscarriages, stillbirth, or infertility. We witness the void that is in our culture today where there should be healing after loss, and we desire to address that void. Pregnancy Care Center is faith-based and always life-affirming, meaning we never provide or refer for abortion. And because the love that we offer comes from the Lord that we serve, then woven throughout all that we do is the truth and hope that we find in Him. You know, there is a biblical precedent for laying stones as a memorial to the Lord in order to remember the good things that God has done for us, to increase our confidence, and to reignite our faith. In this moment, I want to remember God's faithfulness with you, and I want to build a monument in our minds to give God the glory for the good things that He has done for Pregnancy Care Center. First, we are a very healthy organization, and it's because we are submitted to God's authority. This is because of godly people coming long before me in prayer and with great integrity and leadership who laid the foundation. There have been so many who have served and supported PCC for more than 3 decades and on whose shoulders we still stand. Godly people who are consistent in service to PCC is our first stone in the monument to what God has done for us. Many of you that are watching attended our 2019 Fundraiser Banquet and witnessed the testimony of the moment the Pregnancy Care Center became debt-free. That was incredible, and I was literally speechless. In just 2.5 years, this beautiful $1.5 million project was completed. The building was purchased, it was gutted completely, it was restored, we moved into it, and then we had a balance of just over $130,000. And that balance was paid off through a gift at last year's banquet. Remembering this phenomenal act of God is another stone in our monument, and that stone builds confidence and it inspires us. Well, this year, God did it again. We found ourselves in need of a new mobile medical clinic. Some of you know that our current unit is an RV that we purchased back in 2009, and we converted it ourselves into a medical clinic. Well, last year in 2019, we missed more than 70 days in the field due to mechanical issues. So last September, the board voted to purchase a brand new, custom manufactured mobile medical clinic costing about $250,000. Our team was so excited, but I have to admit to you that I kind of wondered, is $250,000 really good stewardship? Are we doing the right thing? Well, my questions were quickly answered when in less than 45 days, we had it covered in gifts and pledges. One of the gifts that was given was for more than half of the cost. And you know what? During that time, I never did one formal ask of our donors. The gifts just came pouring in from individuals and churches by word of mouth. It was confirmation that Pregnancy Care Center, that the board had made the exact right decision, and we add another stone to the monument. You know, monuments are important because they help us remember when we are in crisis ourselves that we are not alone, that God is faithful, and that He is ready and willing to help us. Our job is to proceed so that we don't lose our impact or have it interrupted. And Pregnancy Care Center is actually doing that right now by doing this virtual event and making sure that our doors also stay open every single day. So speaking of impact, In 2019, our impact increased by 14% over the prior year. Being debt-free allowed us to use more of our resources to attract clients through advertising. We provide hundreds of tests and ultrasounds, and we watched hearts and minds changed and be moved to choose life. In fact, after carefully analyzing our statistics, I can confidently report that around 92% of our clients are making decisions to carry their babies to term. And I don't go about that looking at statistics lightly. In 2019 alone, that was 1,234 babies born partly because of the services of Pregnancy Care Center. And don't forget that that also means 1,234 moms and 1,234 dads who were changed and who were moved towards life. That's 3,700 people in just 1 year's time. And on top of that, we can't forget to include the impact of all of those who came to Pregnancy Care Center for resources or who came and ended up with a negative test result. So now we're up to 4,500 people in 1 year's time. And I am so grateful for the impact for life in our community made through the services of Pregnancy Care Center. Through the HOPE team this year already, since January 1, we have served nearly 1,000 students through presentations, which puts us at 160% above last year. The Pregnancy Care Center team believes in our youth, and I mean really, I believe that the kids of today are phenomenal and they are looking for ways to grow and to be world changers themselves. Our pregnancy loss support program provided information and support to both women and men last year. Many of our pregnancy test clients shared their history in our advocate rooms, and some returned for pregnancy loss support. We provided 4 confidential support groups for those who have experienced an abortion, and we watched healing happen. My favorite statistic every year is about our witness. In 2019, our staff and volunteers shared with clients' permission the gospel nearly 1,000 times, and we had 103 of our clients pray to receive Jesus as Lord and Savior of their lives. Oftentimes, the women and men that are receiving services are not aware of our values and our faith when they arrive, but they are undoubtedly aware before they leave. And once they have received our services marked by dignity and truth and in love, then they are very grateful that they found us. We have story upon story of women, men, and families who find Pregnancy Care Center and their lives are forever changed. Sometimes through our medical services when they see their baby in the womb for the very first time and watch its heartbeat. Or maybe through the support and hope offered through our advocacy, our education, and our resources. Sometimes it's the message that our HOPE team shares when encouraging sexual risk avoidance and students choose to start over and walk with sexual integrity. Or perhaps it's the freedom and the hope found after a small group study for those that have been hurt by abortion. So it is our joy when those that we serve find hope. And I hope that you find joy in the following stories.
In 2005, I found out I was pregnant, and I was really scared. And I was brought up in a Christian home, and I knew that the life I'd been living wasn't right.
What brought me to Pregnancy Care Center was finding out I was pregnant.
The reason why I went there was because what my boyfriend had told me, like he didn't want to have a baby at the time.
I had called my partner at the time. He was very angry and he wasn't being very nice over the phone and yelling, and yeah, he kind of just hung up, and then we were messaging back and forth and he was just saying all these mean things, and you know, he was like, oh, well, we can take care of that, you know, I'll pay for it. And I was like, I'm sorry, that's not happening. Like, I'm keeping this baby. I don't believe in abortions.
Like, ultimately, I wasn't going to plan on having an abortion, but I needed more support because I was very, very, very scared. Very scared. Because I didn't think I could do it. I mean, I was so scared. After I came back, I said I felt more confidence to say, I'm going to keep this baby and I'm going to have this baby.
They made me, you know, feel better about finding out, and they said, you know, just call or come in if you have any questions. So they're very encouraging. It made me feel not like I was alone, you know, so.
She could have been aborted too. Abortion is free in Russia, and just the fact that she's here talking is, you know, testimony that, you know, that it was a good choice. It was the right choice by her mother, and even though she couldn't keep her, you know, she was able to have a great life and be able to, God placed her in our home, you know, thousands of miles away.
I called my dad and I was like, hey, guess what? And he guessed right off the first bat. So
it was hard for my husband and I. There was, you know, grief, there was anger, there was just disappointment for the dream that we had for her. But that doesn't mean it's not God's dream. Babies are never a mistake.
And they did an ultrasound for me, and I got to see my son. He looked like a little gummy bear.
she was so cute. I obviously didn't know what gender she was at the time, but she was just bouncing around in there, just so tiny, like, oh my gosh.
I was so excited because I saw the baby in there, and they counseled me that life is from God, and just told me how exciting it is that I was pregnant. They didn't make me feel bad at all, and it gave me peace, a peace of mind.
I literally teared up. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a baby inside of me.
She didn't have, a doctor care, no insurance or anything at the time, and for you, pregnancy care center to be there for her and to provide those services and just give her peace of mind that there's something out there for her and she's not alone, and as she was working through her emotions and everything, that she had people she could talk to.
I built confidence when I came to the classes that I could be a parent, and it was biblically based, so that really is important to me.
They have parenting classes, which was amazing, and the birthing class is definitely something you definitely want to do.
I'm so honored that she's letting me be in the room with her and has chosen me to be her coach. Hopefully I won't mess things up.
And I earned points. I was able to get maternity clothes. I was really happy about that. And I was able to get a crib too.
So they do raffles every month towards the end of the month.
This was our lucky time because she won a stroller. Somebody donated an amazing stroller, and it's just a blessing because we're just being inundated with all the things that a baby needs, and our household wouldn't have been able to provide all these things if it weren't for.
So to all who gave 14 years ago and who are still giving, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I am here today with my 2 children that I'm just so thankful that I was able to, through your help, through your donations, and through the help that 18 years ago, I'm sure you guys are all still helping, and I just really, really thank you.
Her name is going to be Felicity, with an I. So, and now, yeah, we're complicated.
Difficult mothers,
Yes.
I have a wonderful son now who's 13, who's doing amazing. I'm just glad that I had you guys to back me up.
So our client stories are just a glimpse. Each client we have the honor of serving is unique and unrepeatable, and each one matters just like these precious 4 individuals. So what do I most want you to remember about Pregnancy Care Center? I pray that you will remember hope and these 3 key points. Our philosophy in serving is full of hope. PCC serves in love, respect, and with education in an effort to empower women and men to make fully informed decisions regarding their pregnancy, their lifestyles, and their healing. It's a beautiful model, really, for a licensed medical clinic. A model that is genuine, loving, and non-judgmental in an environment that truly values and respects all people as created equal and unrepeatable and deserving of hope and truth. The second thing I want you to remember: our faith is our cornerstone and the reason that we have hope for our community and culture. We understand that if Pregnancy Care Center can be known and serve greater numbers of women needing pregnancy-related services, then we will build a culture of life in our community. We have hope that there will be a revival for life, the sanctity of human life, and life eternal through Jesus. The third thing I want you to remember is that your partnership gives hope. Your gifts this year will increase our advertising. Your gifts will offer our services to more women, men, and youth. Your volunteer hours and prayers will help us to be good stewards of what is given and allow us to work effectively and efficiently. Do you remember that I mentioned that there were more than 1,200 babies that were born in part because of the services of Pregnancy Care Center in 2019? When you take our total 2019 budget and you divide it by 1,200 babies born, you get roughly $775. Okay, did you hear that? Only $775 for a Pregnancy Care Center baby to be born. And all the rest of the services that we provide and the programs we offer are thrown in. All the costs for classes that are offered, every Hope Team presentation, every hour of advocacy and support, if we just take the babies, it's only $775 per life. So in short, please remember, our philosophy in serving is full of hope. Our faith and our values are our cornerstone and the reason that we have this hope, and your partnership with Pregnancy Care Center gives hope. Pregnancy Care Center is a safe place where education and truth is offered in love and with compassionate boldness so that hope can flourish. And this brings us to the most important time of our event. Tonight we have an opportunity for each of us to take the convictions of our head, move them to our heart, and then to bring our hands and feet and put our faith into action. So I'm going to share with you multiple ways to partner with Pregnancy Care Center. But first, I want you to remember that for $775, you save a baby's life and their parents from the devastation of abortion. So some listening here may be able to give huge amounts. Some may be able to only give $10 or $20. I want to assure you that every dollar matters. Your role may allow us to spend an additional $50,000 in advertising this next coming year. And just to give you an example, it costs about $6,000 for 1 month of a billboard campaign. We have other areas that we'd like you to consider. Another need that we have is for a new ultrasound machine. And we have applied for a grant from Focus on the Family, but if somebody today gives $50,000, then Focus on the Family can give their grant to somebody else. We need 3 defibrillators, 1 for each site, and they cost about $1,500. Shannon keeps telling me just to call them heart starters. But that's $1,500 each for the 3 that we need. We also need some new small tables for our classroom that will allow for our classes to fit larger amount of people in there. That would cost us about $2,500. And to be clear, on our sustainability needs, we need roughly $150,000 tonight to sustain our mission and our services through the next fiscal year. So that's a total of $210,000. And if we raise all this and more, every dollar will be a blessing for life. You simply cannot outgive the need. And for those who see these numbers, and again you ask yourselves, will I be able to make a difference? Absolutely you will. Every dollar, like I said, is a blessing for life. This event, by the way, is already paid for by our generous underwriters and sponsors. So you can be assured that 100% of what you give right now goes back to our mission, and of course is tax deductible. Your investment in Pregnancy Care Center will determine how many moms receive medical services, how many students hear sexual integrity education, how many families can receive all of our services free before they welcome a new life into their family and into our community. So what could be more important than families that are spared from abortion? And what could be more important than babies that take their very first breath? So some of you that are watching are already connected to us via email or mail. And maybe you already received a packet in the mail with our program for tonight that gave you ways to watch and ways to partner. Donating is so easy. You just can fill out this response card and send it back to us. But also for everybody else or anybody that wants to, you can give online at pregnancycarecenter.com/give. caresercenter.org/ministry/fundraiser 2020 and click the donate button. If you give online and you want to make a one-time gift and also a monthly pledge, then you will need to go through that process twice. Maybe you will decide that you want to partner with us as a volunteer. We always need volunteers. Whether you want to volunteer or donate, your investment today of prayers, your talents, and your financial gifts make a difference for life. And you can find us on our main partner webpage, and it will connect you for either opportunity, Pregnancy Care Center/ministry. And then you can click on donate or get involved. We've got to remember the clients in the video that you watched tonight and recognize both the short-term hope and the long-term impact of their visits at Pregnancy Care Center. And I want to thank all of you who joined us for our first ever live, sort of live, virtual event. Your generous investment is changing and literally saving lives. Thank you, everyone.